That's it. You a creature handler, rifleman. I think that's what I was. Creature handler. I wasn't a rifleman. It was whatever weapon it was that let me have the bowcaster, because that's all I use is the damn bowcaster. And it was Thrakith, my creature handler, that had me do the worst trolling I've ever done in my life. And it was in Star Wars Galaxies. It was the worst. The Dantooine incident. Man, you know what I'm talking about. I've told you about the story before. Dantooine incident. My dad was a doctor, and it's doctors in Star Wars Galaxies buffed people. So you'd sit down, and they form an orderly line. They come up to the doctor, my dad. They give him 20,000 credits, and he buffed their health and their action pool, and then they had to go to the cantina to buff their mind by watching the dancers. And that was a slow process, watching those dancers. I had to watch them for like 30 minutes sometimes to get the max buff, right? And it was a big line, like 20, 30 people in line getting these buffs. And I was just standing there going, I bet we could get them to double pay. So I sneaked out the back of the outpost by myself, out into the wilds of Dantooine. And I went out there and I found me a dark Jedi. These were like raid boss level guys. And I was ranged, so I think you could put two and two together. I started kiting this dark Jedi with me back to the base, right? And they're fast, too, man. You barely survived that shit. He throws his lightsaber, he's running after you. And my dad had just got done buffing everybody. Just got done. They were all in the cantina. Talking it up and everything. But it was so busy, nobody saw the hairy Wookiee come running in and sit down in the back of the cantina. I was like right there next to another guy. It was me and another guy. Right? And as soon as I did that, the Dark Jedi came inside the cantina, ran up to kill me. It swung its lightsaber. Now, because of the AoE effect, it killed like 3 or 4 people. One guy, the guy that I was standing in front of, he died first. And then it just killed 3 or 4 people. They were screaming. They turned around and started slaughtering every single person in the canteen. I'm talking like everybody was just getting claps left and right. I'm dead. Of course, it was a sacrifice that I was happy to make. Then, the community was all up in uproar because they just lost all their damn buffs. Right? And they started looking for somebody to blame. I got lucky because I wasn't the first one killed. Some other guy, Bob, was the first one killed. And so everyone blamed Bob. And they said, Bob, you freaking brought that shit into the cantina. And Bob said, no, I didn't. And I just had to keep quiet as everyone attacked Bob. And everything Bob said just made him more guilty. Shut up. Eat my butt. You guys suck ass. I'm glad you did. Everything Bob said just made him look more guilty, right? And then my dad said, well, I was going to log out for tonight, but I guess I can keep going if y'all need more buffs. And I was one of the first ones that said, yeah, I need to get my buffs back. I got in line. And then they all formed up in line behind me. Another 20,000. That was a true story that actually happened. And I swear I felt guilty about it afterward. Later in life. I never done anything like that again. Never. Just one horrible, horrible night of some mafia level bullshit. having a little racketeering, bullshit thing with a dark Jedi. He got his cut. Don't worry. I hooked him up with his money later. Yeah. That's the worst trolling I've ever done. Literally ever.